If you go long oil and gas and short Tesla and innovation, eventually you're going to fail and fail big. Well, this story provided me with some significant entertainment, but I do feel very sorry for the suckers who lost millions of dollars by investing with this so-called noble investment fund. And now the fund has been closed because it's down 68% this year. If you bet against EVs, if you bet against disruption and a renewable energy future, then my friends, eventually you might succeed at the start, but eventually you will fail. This is a cautionary tale. There's a lot of people telling me that they're smart enough to do the whole day trading thing. They day trade and they'll trade in and out and they'll short this and short that. You know what happens, my friends, to most of those people? 9 out of 10 of them, they end up broke. Hello, welcome to the channel. It's great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Great to have you. Welcome back, everyone else. Now, personally, I am absolutely not a day trader. I tried that a little bit. That was some serious hubris on my behalf. It doesn't work. You've got to be an utter genius to make that work, day trading, I mean. And it doesn't really look at the fundamental value of a company. It's just based on technical analysis and you thinking you can outsmart everyone. You thinking, and eventually that just backfires for you. And you also get really, really stressed out by the daily movements of money. I don't recommend doing that job. And now, speaking of someone else's money, Elon Musk has weighed in on the Muppets that just lost 68% shorting Tesla this year and as a result have closed their fund. Tesla CEO Elon Musk shared a response to the news of an upcoming closure of a fund that was short Tesla. Now, I want to point out, Bill Gates, what a clown. I mean, that guy shorted Tesla as well. Even in its early days, when shorting Tesla was hurting the company, Tesla was trying to it really was the poster boy for sharing the message for renewables, electric cars, getting that sort of going. I mean, Americans thought it was a joke. Americans thought EVs sucked. They thought renewable energy was a joke. Solar sucked. Not all of them, but most of them did. And unfortunately, Bill Gates has played into that by hurting the company. Anyway, fortunately, he's moved on from that. However, people are still making these idiotic mistakes of thinking they know better. Now, the fund was a very vocal critic of ARK Invest, of Cathie Wood, who obviously is a vocal supporter of Tesla. She believes in Tesla. And even though she has got some things wrong, the truth is, in the long term, if you just look at a long-term horizon, she was correct about her Tesla stock price predictions. Very, very accurate. In fact, more accurate than any other analyst. Now, yes, she took a beating last year, but the truth is she held on to those positions. And so if you'd stuck it out with Tesla stock as a result of what she said and what she told you to do, you wouldn't have lost money. In an announcement earlier this week, the Board of Trustees of Tidal ETF Trust noted that the Noble Absolute Return ETF would be closing its operation. In a press release, Tidal noted that liquidating and closing the fund is in the best interest of its shareholders. Now, I personally think that what's in the best interest of the shareholders is the idiots running this fund pay them back of the money they lost them. 68%. That's ridiculous. Anyway, they're obviously Muppets because they called the fund Noble Absolute Return. Noble Absolute Return returned minus 68%. Maybe I should call it Noble Minus Return or something like that. Anyway, Elon Musk, for his part, observed on X, says Teslarati, his social media platform. Well, it's not his. Everyone calls X Elon Musk. That's ridiculous. I think he only owns 25% or something. There's plenty of other investors that own the company. We should stop calling it Elon Musk X because he doesn't own it. Imagine if I went and bought a car with a bunch of other dudes and I owned a quarter or less and everyone said it was my car. It wouldn't really be fair. Anyway, he said that Tesla shorts are a glutton for punishment. And he's right. Tesla shorts have lost billions of dollars. Yeah, they have good years here and there. They have good times here and there. And they crow about those, but they're very quiet when their overall losses over a period of, say, 5 years are in the billions of dollars, which they are. I made a video about that on the channel, talked about all the losses, looked at all the years, and it was very interesting to see how that had played out for these clowns. Anyhow, Tesla shorts are gluttons for punishment, he said. I mean, how many times do they want to do this? Yeah, that's pretty funny. The fund, I shouldn't laugh because I honestly do feel sorry. Guys, if any of you were invested in this fund, maybe you didn't know what they were doing. I mean, they might have not have disclosed this information to you, or maybe that was in the fine print, you just didn't ever notice. If you were, then I'm sorry, I feel bad for you. Anyway, the fund, which was launched last year, would be throwing in the towel with less than 19 million in assets and a notable 68% decline since the start of this year. The fund showed some promise last year, but this 2023, it has been battered by a bullish market and the performance of growth stocks like Tesla. If you bet against growth, you're betting to lose, because globally, even what's going to happen, right? We're going to have downturns. Yes, it's going to happen, but it's always going to grow. I mean, the EV market is going to continue growing. Renewable is going to continue growing. Growth stocks, not all of them, but the majority of them will continue to grow, especially ones that have some fundamental intrinsic value. Now, if it's just software, maybe not. I question the value of some of these companies when they've got huge valuations, and really they've never made a profit. There's many of these in the US, by the way. Never made a profit. What about Lucid? They actually produce a product at least, but they have a digital software product. And you just think to yourself, at some point they can be disrupted quite easily. On the other hand, companies like Tesla, very different. They produce some very real products that people value. George Noble, the fund's manager, went long oil and gas stocks with the Noble Absolute Return ETF. He shorted Tesla and Coinbase, DraftKings, Roku, and ARK Innovation ETF, which is managed by Cathie Wood. With the S&P 500 up more than 20% through July and stocks like Tesla recovering, it was no surprise that the Noble Absolute Return ETF incurred heavy losses. I think, do these guys to have enough time to really follow individual stocks, to have any idea what they're talking about, really? I mean, is there enough time in the week to follow, say, 50 different stocks and do it properly, to actually really know what those companies are doing? There's not. Anyone who thinks there is crazy. But anyway, guys, what do you think about this? Do you know anyone that has shorted Tesla stock? How do you feel about people doing this? How do you feel about the whole concept of shorting? I'm not a fan of it, period. But that's just me. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.